Parce qu'en fait, il est possible que ce soit des Suisses qui soient partis avec du textile européen et du coup, il y a des échanges avec les populations autochtones. Et en tous les cas, si c'est pas suisse, ça serait forcément européen.
C'est avant 1835.
Autobiographie d'une selle métisse, c'est une exposition qui met en valeur une selle métisse, c'est-à-dire originaire du Canada du Nord, que le musée cantonal d'archéologie et d'histoire conserve depuis les années 1820. Cette selle a probablement été rapportée de la colonie de la Rivière Rouge par Walter von Hauser, un Suisse originaire de Nafel. C'est un Suisse qui avait été recruté pour constituer un groupement de personnes suisses pour partir peupler la colonie de la Rivière Rouge pour le compte d'un Bernois, Rudolf May, qui lui-même est en contact avec des personnes de la baie d'Hudson.
The Red River settlement in what is now Manitoba, Canada, right in the middle of Canada, was actually an indigenous campsite for thousands and thousands of years. It is at the junction of the Red River and the Assiniboine River, so it was a very important travel intersection for indigenous peoples initially, and then for fur traders beginning in the 1780s. And the Earl of Selkirk, who was Scottish, decided in about 1800 that he wanted to help poor people in Europe. He eventually bought shares in the Hudson's Bay Company in order to make this happen. The Swiss settlers were recruited by Lord Selkirk to come to the Red River settlement in 1820. There were about 45 families, so there would have been about 200 people. One family, that's Frederick Strawn. He was 62 years old. He came from Bern. He was a watchmaker. His spouse Henriette was 39. Character no good. Sons Frederick Louis, 12 years. Constant, 10 years. Henri, 5 years. Lucie, 7. Julie, 2. What the Swiss did not know when they were being recruited was that they were going to a settlement that was controlled by two fur trade companies that were basically at war with each other. And so when the Swiss arrived, for them, there were no houses, there was no food for the winter. In Manitoba, the winters routinely are 40 degrees Celsius below zero. Just record that it was a very difficult time. People almost starved to death. They got frostbite. They lost fingers and toes. The Swiss hung on. They were very tough. But in 1826, there was a major flood. People were up on the roofs of the cabins. And shortly after the flood, most of the Swiss settlers left Red River and went south to the United States. Most of the people there were Métis.
Métis people are an indigenous people. The origins came from the European fur traders that going over as they married indigenous women, which resulted in a really distinct and strong culture.
The Métis were either French-speaking Catholics or English-speaking Protestant. The Métis lived in Red River seasonally. More and more settlers came in, mostly from Ontario. They were very racist, and they began discrediting Indigenous rights, including Métis rights. Some families gave up. They convinced their children that the reason they had dark hair and dark eyes was because they had Spanish ancestors. But other families retained their pride and their Métis identity. And finally, in 1982, Métis people were acknowledged as a distinct Indigenous people in the Canadian Constitution.